Hi everybody, this is Bonnie from Bonnie's Creative Place at stampingup.net, and we are going to be working on the number 3 from our online class, and this is August 2020, and we are using the Boho Indigo product Melody, and everybody bought their kit, and now I am making up some cards from the kit, and I'm showing you, and this is card number 3 of the 4 cards. So this is the card that we're going to be making. Now the extra supplies that I'll be sending you in the mail that come for card number 3, you will get some twine. You're going to get some scrap Whisper White. It won't have stuff punched out of it. These are just my scraps. You'll get some garden green. You'll get a 5.5. You get a couple of these. I put a couple of these in here. They're 1-inch strips for your greeting. And then you will get an 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4 piece of crumb cake for your base. What you will need to cut from your kit that you got is vellum. It's not vellum. Very vanilla. And it's got the embossed. There were so many embossed images in that kit. It was wonderful. It's hard to see the embossing. And even this one, I mean, you can see it when you're up close. And this looks absolutely stunning. So you will need to cut out of one of the embossed images, whatever one you want, a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. Now, I just wanted to let you know that I went ahead and took a sample scrap piece of the card. Now, here's where I messed up, so kind of look on both sides of this. But if you went very lightly over that with crumb cake, that would make that paper pop. So that is an option if you guys want to do that. I just wanted to show you another option to make this pop up a little bit. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with this card is I'm going to score my crumb cake, because I want this to kind of lay a little flatter for me. And then we are going to adhere this down to the base. I think the reason why I'm having trouble with this is it's ready to empty. I just was looking down at it and I see a red line there, and it's getting harder and harder to run this. And I think that's why. So I think when it starts to get towards the end, it kind of wants to give me trouble. Okay, and there's a 1/4 inch border all the way around it. And now we're going to set this aside and we're going to do some stamping and die cutting. So on that scrap piece of Whisper White that you should have gotten, the reason why I'm saying scrap, it'll be a normal square, but all the squares are going to be different. So they're not all the same size. I just cut a bunch. As long as it fit this, I just cut some down of my scraps. So now I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp up this jar, which I thought was really cool. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it just on my paper, kind of letting it absorb into the paper a little bit. I like to do that when there's a lot of solid parts. There we go, and that will lighten up a little bit. Okay, and I'm done with the crumb cake, so we will take care of that. And then while we're right here and we have this 1/2 inch strip, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp thank you on this. This is a quick card that you can definitely whip up if someone did something for you and you just want to like hurry up and get a thank you card out. Definitely a good mail thank you card. I'm stamping this in the garden green and I'm stamping the thank you just like that. And we'll put that off to the side. Okay, and we're done with the garden green. So now we're going to get all our pieces. If I could pick them up. Okay, and we're going to bring in the new Stampin' Up die cutting machine. And I just dropped a bunch of stuff over here. Sorry. Oh, Lordy. So anyways, we're bringing in the new Stampin' Up! Die cutting machine. I love this machine already. And, oops, it's over there. Oh, that fell. Okay. And then I gotta get the plates. I have them down here. This machine comes with the 4 plates. I'm gonna explain this for a little while in all my videos. At the top right corner, it tells you the plates. So it says plate 1, plate 2, you get 2 plate 3s. And then it also comes with a plate 4, which I absolutely love because I love that it tells you which plate, and it helps you for beginner or new person how to use the die cutting machine. So we're going to put plate 1 down, and because this is on the plate 2, and it also tells you on plate 1 for the thin dies, it says right here, using with the thin dies, you're going to put down plate 1, which I have. We're going to put down plate 2. Then you're going to put down one of your plate 3s. Now we're going to create our sandwich, which is putting down your paper. And on here, I'm going to be putting the leaves. I used all the leaves that were in the die kit, die bundle that we got. So I'm going to be using one of each. So I'm putting them all down. If I had trouble with them, I'll show you in the next one, I would use some tape, post-it tape. And I'm going to crank this through. This glides right through, and it is just so wonderful. And the more I use it, I feel like the more it's loosening up. Now, if you're wondering if it moves, it does not move when it's on a normal platform, but I have mine on top of a mat, which my mat moves. I haven't figured out how to secure my mat down. Once I do, I hope it doesn't move then. So now we have these lovely little leaves. I'm just going to set them over there off to the side. I'm going to put this back in. I'm going to get my jar that we stamped, and then I'm going to put my little jar on here. I'm just using some post-it note tape, and I get it in a roll like this, and it's just called post-it note tape. And I just cut little tiny pieces off it. I was using purple tape, but I found that the purple tape was ripping my paper after it went through the machine, so I got purple tape, and I got post-it tape. And the post-it tape does not rip your paper, and you can use it several times. As you can see, I'm re-sticking it here on my machine because I've used this 3 or 4 times already, so it will last you a while. So there is my jar. Okay, and we will get this out of the way, and then we will start putting our card together. Okay. Alrighty, let's get this all back in view. So for my jar, I am going to pop my jar up. But before I do that, I kind of want to have an idea of where I want these leaves. So I kind of put them down, and I've got this one going right down in the middle, which is fine. So this has to be lowered a little bit. So I got him going down in the middle, and then I got this one here going off to the side a little bit, and then I got this one going off to the side. Yep. There we go. And then again, got this one going off to the side way over here. Alright, so now I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. And I am going to dab some glue on these. So let's see, this one's got to go down first. Just kind of keeping one right there where I know my start spot is for my leaves. Now I just kind of, that one's got a little bit much because it came right out, but I just try to dab a little bit of glue. Put this right down. Okay. And I kind of put this and I overlapped it just a little bit. And I'm not worried about putting it underneath the, down on the stems, because that's going to be hidden with the jar. So I'm just trying to get it wherever it doesn't. Like in here. There we go. So now we have that. And then we're going to take our jar and we're going to take some Stampin' Dimensionals and we're going to add a few to this. And I'm just going to kind of put it right there, just like that. And now I'm going to take our greeting and I'm going to kind of trim it down, I don't know, maybe right about there. And in the new holiday catalog, they have this banner punch blend, and it does up to 1/2 inch, 3/4, and 1 inch. I just flip it over to make sure that I'm kind of in the center. Kind of, and it's harder when they're really small. There we go. And then I punch it out to give me my little flag. You can do the old method where I used to cut up the middle and then cut on each side. You could still do that, but I really like the new machine and I think it is fun to use it. Okay, I think I'm out on that, so I'm going to use a little liquid glue. I'm going to have to get a refill. On one end I'm putting liquid glue, and on the other end I'm putting a Stampin' Dimensional, because I'm putting this over top of the pot, which is popped up. So, just like that, so it'll be popped up. This is, I just think this is a simple card. Now this one I got a little bit higher, but I think I kind of like it a little bit lower, so you know, whatever you choose. And now I'm making a knot, or a little bow. I give you extra of this in case you wanted to wrap it around the jar, or if you wanted to put this, what I was going to say, you know, make more bows. So you got lots of extras here to make bows with. Now I am going to get another glue dot here. This time I'm going to kind of wad up the glue dot a little bit, make it into like a ball on the end of my piercing tool, and then I'm going to stick it down. And then I'm going to stick my piece of twine, just so you don't have extra glue like the sticky stuff. And then you can leave this as long as you want. I think that's good. And there you go. You could see how this one I have down a little more, and I think I like it down a little bit more than I do up. And I changed the designs on the background. But that is card number 3 for our online class in August 2020. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.